Hello, welcome to Failing at Reading the News, episode number 133. In the chat, we have Green Thunder, Random Internet Box, and Honey Monster. Hello. Yeah, Honey Monster, you are on time. Exactly on time. Even I fail to manage that most of the time. So, yeah. Yeah, we might as well start with some fat people because why not?
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, but you can still walk, these people can't. It's
True.
a fluke. I'll not make a habit of it. Fair enough. Half the time, I can't even start these things on time. So I don't blame you for not turning up on time. Yeah, two women squeeze onto an mobility scooter and casually cruise into town. That's about it. Seem to speed along despite the extra weight. So yeah, two fat people on a fucking scooter.
And the scooters are sitting there going, "What the hell?"
I suppose his wheels haven't fallen off.
They see me rolling. It's breaking.
No worries. Yeah, I feel like if you're that fucking fat that you need to, you're so fat you can't even walk anymore. I feel like you should probably reevaluate
Go on
your
a
life.
diet.
Let's reevaluate your life. Two women managed to squeeze onto a single mobility scooter and cruise into town. Footage shows women on the seat and driving the vessel while second passenger wearing a pink tracksuit sits on a base with a face sticking in front of the safe room. The scooter seems to speed along normally despite the extra weight. Thing is, though, it looks at them, only one of them would probably break that fucking thing by the looks of it. Lazy cunts, those scooters encourage loud arts. I mean, it's not a you don't really have it over here, but I know in America, like in like Walmarts and stuff, you usually have like mobility scooters and stuff that a lot of fat people ride.
Yeah.
Which apparently in the true, they're not even meant for fat people.
No, they're meant for little old ladies.
I'm going and I live in the middle of nowhere, so seeing cunts. But I'm not seeing cunts like that. Because apparently weight-wise, they're not even designed to hold fat people. Let alone two of them. It's thought the pair were trying to avoid walking into town and seemed undeterred by the usual seating arrangement. Some people just have no shame, do they?
Nope.
No shame whatsoever. I don't see them often. Andrew Hunter spotted the train sight as he made his way between jobs and filmed the nonplussed pair relaxing on a scooter as they cruised along the pavement last month. Why are the two fat people on a mobility scooter? Because they're riding into town, that's why. Too lazy to walk. I mean, it looks like they could do for a walk, but, laziness, I guess. The 27-year-old shared the video online when it was liked and shared and commented more than 3,000 times, racking up almost 200,000 views. Andrew is a scaffolder. Found this hilarious, but claims most people who have watched the video are shocked. Andrew from Darlington, County Durham, said, "I did a double take because I couldn't really believe what I was seeing. I thought it was so unusual and really funny." I don't know the two people in the video. I was on my way between jobs and I was sat in my work van. When I looked over and saw the two women. One was sat on the seat and the other had legs around the handle, their feet sticking out in front of the scooter. I think the two women were off into the town centre. I presume to do a bit of shopping. Most people who have seen the video were quite shocked what could fit on. So I'm shocked the wheels didn't break. Like I said, it's designed to fit. It's not even designed to fit one fat person, let alone two.
Surprised the motor didn't burn out.
But also thought the sight of two women squeezed onto one small scooter was funny. Many commented suggesting the duo were lazy and were shocked they could fit on one scooter. You already said that. There was absolutely no reason to repeat that. You didn't say the lazy part, but I mean, you did repeat it. Oh, thing. 10 likes already. That's more than yesterday already. Progress. Yeah, if you're that fat, you literally need a mobility scooter to get around. You should probably reevaluate your whole life. Surprised the scooter was not perpetually reversing. Having more fucking retarded shit from California now.
Hey, I'll be right back.
California bill would ban school suspensions for defiance and disruptive behavior. The bill is part of an effort in the state to reduce suspensions overall. A California bill that passed the State Senate Assembly last month would prohibit schools from suspending students solely for the reason of willful defiance, according to the Semenko v. Aldo Monte fucking hate lazy fat bitches. Hope they fall off their scooter and break their teeth. Fucking out. I'm probably going to disavow that one. Anyway, enjoy your wrench. And the bill, CB 419, is part of an effort in the state to reduce suspensions overall. And the next proposed step in the effort is to prevent public and character building and charter skills from suspending students who rate grave for disruptive behaviours. Such suspensions are already banned in kindergarten through third grade. Here's the thing, if a kid's fucking disruptive enough, they literally disrupt class like every single day. I guess you need to do something to make sure they actually get there. I guess you need to do something to make sure they don't do it again. Like, what are they going to do in California? Are they going to take the kid out of class, or are they going to... How are they going to deal with this now, then? Well, the idea of punishment for giving them time off isn't a smart idea. I guess so, but... I don't know what we should do. Under the law, teachers would still be able to suspend students from their classroom for up to 2 days for disruptive behavior. So that's basically an in-school suspension then. Well, I assume they'll probably get sent to like the head teacher's office or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know how it works in America. Democratic State Senator Nancy Skinner of Berkeley, who wrote the bill, said, hello, English Stone, said the goal needs to be they hate the scooter. Says the goal needs to be to keep kids in school and have them to be successful. It's gonna be this doesn't sound that bad now. was thinking maybe California, they might actually let them get away with it, but clearly not. They scared with a Diet Coke. So actually, there probably are the kind of people that order like a Diet Coke and then order like fucking 50 Big Macs or whatever and claim they're healthy or something. The goal schools are encouraged to seek research-based discipline alternatives that are age-appropriate and designed to address the correct people-specific misbehavior. Advocates of the bill point out that minority students are disproportionately offended for willful defiance in California schools. Well, there's a good reason for that, maybe because they are the ones that disrupt the most. Therefore, they're undoubtedly going to be the ones that get suspended more often. They get suspended more often, don't interrupt them more often. Somebody do a fucking race. Yeah, the State Department reported that black students are only 6.5% of the total enrolled students, accounting for 15.6% of willful defiance suspensions. Well, again, stop fucking disrupting the class so often and you won't get suspended so often. Stop making shit a race issue when there's no fucking reason to have a race issue. Yep, that is a stupid part of the article. While white students vary 23.2% of enrollment accounted for 22.2%. Skinner has in the past written the research. The students who have been suspended from school for extended periods of time are more likely to drop out and more likely to be incarcerated later in life. The bill, which is awaiting a signature from California Governor Gary Newsom, will still allow schools to suspend students for violent offenses, drug offenses, bullying, harassment of other students. The city of Los Angeles passed a similar bill in 2013, and David Kern, a co-sponsor of SB 429, from an organization called the Brothers Sun Sales Coalition. So the policies work well in Los Angeles, with suspension going down and graduation is going up. I guess that's not a bad thing apart from the stupid fucking suckers box. I'm not on my own anymore.
Say what?
Saying I'm not on my own anymore.
Sorry about that.
That's right.
It kind of an important business related phone call I could not avoid.
That's fair enough.
Because me knowing I would have loved to avoid it, but no. I have to be a responsible adult.
I had to take care of.
It always happens it always happens during one of these things, isn't it? It always happens when you're either here or on Blind Girls Bum.
No, I remember there's been several times I was like 45 minutes late to Blind Girls because of the same. It's actually the same subject, but yeah.
Like I said, I was going to say about that article, it doesn't sound like a bad thing apart from the whole time when they tried to like make it a race issue. Yeah, honestly, that's basically my opinions on it. They tried to make it a race issue because they said that black students get suspended more often, even though there's a reason because they just more often.
Rules.
Exactly, that's my point.
Do.
Right, what is it? There we go. Now, if you watch Monkey in the Morning Hour, you've probably seen this, but I thought I'd use it. Well, Chucker, see if you drop out and type in the YouTube chat so I actually see it, because I don't really look at the StreamYard chat itself. Yes, I know you need cookies, even though every fucking website uses cookies. South Park made it cool not to care. Then the world changed.
You're still better off not caring.
Perhaps not to teach them to behave. Oh yeah, that again. English told me they're racist. 20 years after the groundbreaking South Park movie, is it time for the show's proudly tell this point of view to grow up? And the article time to open this can of worms. In the summer of 1999, with only 2.5 seasons of the show under the belt, Matt Stone and Trey Parker went to the big screen with bigger, longer, and uncut. In doing so, their low budget cartoon about a group of foul-mouthed elementary school boys took a step that of their rivals, the Simpsons, who would wait 19 years before attempting. It was a ballsy move. Looking back, it was typical South Park when the business of making people go, "What the fuck is this?" On its release, South Park bigger, longer, and uncut took home almost 4 times the budget it received, overwhelmingly favorable reviews, and sling an offer on nomination for Best Original Song, something about his refusal to bow to convention. It was intentionally shoddy animation and irrelevant sense of humor made it perfect for TV for the MTV generation. Playing to a post-boomer audience defined by cynicism and all sorts of direct and anti-authoritarian spirit. While Simpsons could only look in the direction that South Park praise at. The difference is after 20 years, the Simpsons started to go stale. South Park is not as good as it used to be, but it still hasn't gone quite stale yet. South Park rolled up with the monogrin, splitting his eyes, and raised the middle finger to everyone and everything. The crowd went wild. As the show chugs on into its 22nd season, its cultural legacy remains a source of contention for critics, such as Brandon Katz at The Observer. I'll argue that you're an idiot if you don't appreciate South Park's unflinching satire of contemporary culture, and that the movie's satire of moral panic and media scapegoating is more relevant today than ever. Others observing the polarizing climate of Donald Trump's America have accused the show of raising a generation of trolls and even laying the foundation to the rise of the alt-right. Really?
Really? It's a new boogeyman.
Yeah.
Man, stupid people are stupid.
Well, not really the new boogeyman. That idea is that, apparently, they also calls Gamergate, and Gamergate calls the alt-right, apparently. The thing is, the whole point of South Park is it's a satire on society, isn't it? It's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
The whole point in the mind of Matt Stone and Trey Parker is everyone is stupid but us, basically. As a result, they make fun of absolutely everything. I'm not much of a fan of.
So if you make fun of it, that makes it. So if you make fun of it, that means it's stupider than you, according to this guy.
No, what I'm saying is the whole point of South Park is everyone is stupid but us. They make fun of everything.
It doesn't have to be stupider than you for you to make fun of it, though.
No, but everyone is. The whole point is. The point is everything is stupid, and therefore everything must be made fun of. That's the point of it.
Well, I guess technically everything is stupid.
Yeah, see, I'm not much of a fan of South Park, but I can see why people like it. And it's also big enough for those who don't like it to be contrarian. We'd love to see a South Park which the parliament take the piss out of it. Or the one taking the piss out of society. Who are we taking the piss out of who? 20 years later, after bigger, longer, and uncut hiatus theaters, South Park remains a battleground for America's culture wars, but not exactly for the same reason they became one in the past back in 1999. Obviously, because I'd imagine things over 20 years have changed considerably. Where South Park's insistence on making fun of everything, everyone and everything felt like an exhilarating exertion of personal freedom. An entertainment landscape that was being censored along with increasingly hardcore and conservative lines. Here's the thing, I think the only reason South Park still survives today is because Comedy Central are fucked without it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, the reason it exists is because it's been around for so long. If South Park never existed and you pitched the show to them like that today, they would never air it, would they?
Probably not.
Doubtful.
I guarantee you that would never get aired today.
I like that arms killer. Wah, South Park, wah. They made a joke at my expense. Vice 2019.
They make a joke at everyone's expense.
Yeah. They took any subject and exaggerated it to an absurd degree.
Yeah, that's what often a lot of comedy shows do.
Yeah.
Like South Park just took it to a whole new level. Playing goes up here for me, is it? Thank you. But in a world where conservatives have increasingly positioned themselves as the harbingers of free speech, limiting the right to speak one's mind is a justification for violating personal freedoms of others. A true legacy of South Park's no fuck giving attitude. As it becomes more difficult to parse, in fact, it's starting to look a little dangerous. Also, go back to season 1. Go back to where it all began. Carton gets an anal probe. And so the show is missing to have fun and raise hell. Season 1 continued in pretty much that vein. Elephants made to fuck pigs, starving African kids. Got accidentally shipped to Colorado. And Satan's son got picked on a South Park elementary. Seeming no particular agenda to any of these decisions. They were just wacky, kind of unacceptable things that I made sure to get a laugh. That's because the first few years I never actually did any politics in it. In fact, you can find the show on the Streamlab. At first, no jokes and curse words felt like an act of political rebellion. South Park creators grew up in the 70s, a decade when the Supreme Court deliberated on the serious and moral ramifications of George Carlin's 7 words you can never say on television. By the turn of the millennium, rappers were being arrested on charges of obscenity charges and the Parents TV Council. Is that also a violation of free speech?
What, the 7 words?
I am not sure on that one.
Yeah.
No, they get around it by saying there's a difference between the point you're trying to get across, the subject you're trying to get across, and vulgar words. The justification is usually you can get your point across without saying the dirty words.
But they're still banning words.
Yeah.
English so
which I mean,
they've done Tourette's, which I know these days is apparently a form of autism. So technically, I guess they kind of have, but they haven't really. No, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I mean, they probably have. Yeah.
What, have people with Tourette's?
Yeah, South Park
actually,
they've done a Tourette's episode. South Park.
Well, as far as South Park itself goes, it's on Comedy Central, so it's a paid cable channel, so they can say just about anything they actually want. I mean,
Comedy Central does actually censor them.
Well, they're not. I mean, and that's the thing. They're not actually they're not confined by like the 7 dirty words or anything, because they're not broadcast television. They're a paid subscription.
See, I thought that included all TV channels.
Nope. No. Basically, if you cannot hook an antenna, just a plain antenna, and get broadcast, if it's a channel that you can't just hook an antenna up to your TV and receive that way, they're not necessarily limited by those rules.
Which you can't hook up a antenna to your TV like you used to back in the day. You have to
Yes,
have
you
the
can.
Remember,
It's
that
just
one's probably a good point.
I thought they
Yes,
were
you
all
can.
like
It's just-
in HD.
you
So
just have to
basically
hook up a digital antenna.
So satellite and TV. So basically, TV channels, satellite and TV. You need a satellite or cable network for don't actually aren't actually covered by that. Then
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For the most part, they tend to follow the rules just in case.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of, there are channels that have started South Park kind of pushed it, or pushed the limits to it, to where it would get like they had one episode years ago, just counting how many times they said fuck during the show. And
yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, everybody was up in arms. Everybody was up in arms about why FCC didn't ban them or something over it. And FCC ruled subscription service, so they're not necessarily bound by the same rules. Shows on other channels like that, on other subscription channels, where they all of a sudden just started cursing and showing nudity and all that stuff. So
I think so. Yeah, over here when it comes to like restrictions on TV, like we're less strict over here. Like after 9 o'clock, you can pretty much do what you like. For the most part, as long as it's not like you can show tits and stuff, as long as you don't show a vagina, you're fine.
yeah, and that's the thing. That's why a lot of shows that are around in the U.S. now are actually starting to show a lot of TNA, because they still keep it at a minimum, so they can sit and be edgy, or at least have the appearance of being edgy. But they're still bound by the same rules. TC, what's up?
I forgot. At first, those fart jokes was the parents' TV council were pressuring the government into censoring violence, profanity, and sexual content far more strictly. From the start, the PTC berated South Park for everything from overuse of the word shit to encouraging sex education. In this environment, Parker and Stone were genuine underdogs, two young guys fresh out of film school, making an offbeat cartoon on a fledgling comedy network. Without money or fame to protect them, they risked to put their careers on the line. For the most part, the risk paid off is crazily more permissive than we started. When we started, standards were much higher when we started out, bigger, longer, uncut. Occasions of protracted battle between the creators and both the Motion Picture Association of America and Paramount Studios. Stone and Parker were ready to fight tooth and nail for every characterized sex act and depiction in the movie. Producing this legendary memo in which they gleefully denoted a particular sex acts that felt the most passionate about, including their refusal to take the MMPA's guidelines seriously, ultimately served to confound the censors so much the film actually became dirtier than it had begun. They have to remove the word hell from the film's title. Really?
Yeah, what was it originally? Something hell?
It says South Park, all hell breaks loose. Apparently, hell was too offensive.
So it became a really dirty title.
Point I made in Monkey's chat was that free speech was the reason the show was published. Yep.
See, I hate to say it, but an article like this, it might have had some oomph to it 20 years ago. But nowadays, get over yourself.
Yeah. But then I guess that's why someone would go off the South Park, seeing as how popular it is. I'm kind of surprised more people haven't
Yeah,
gone off the
but
South Park. I thought South Park would
yeah,
be like number one hit list for these people.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, there's been hit pieces and this group going after South Park and that group going after South Park ever since they started. I'm sorry, lady. Your one little letter to the editor in Vice ain't gonna do no goddamn difference now.
I mean, South Park's like literally, I think it's probably the only show that's had like conservatives go after them, liberals, Jews, Christians, Muslims, etc. all go after them.
Yeah, they go, and that's one of the things that lends to its irreverence is that nobody is sacred.
Yep. Stone and Park on over the
When
farm.
everybody's made fun of, nobody's made
It goes
fun of.
by today. Yeah. These people are the exact same as the evangelists they opposed decades ago. The show screwed parental panic about the sex in season 5 and drug use in season 6, urging parents to eschew tactics in favor of calm, realistic conversation. It's like, I don't know what parents keep complaining about this. It's not a fucking kid show. It never was a kid show.
No, it wasn't.
There was Netflix had to pull down several animes that were like TVMA because parents were just putting them on for their kids. Like, oh, it's a cartoon, it's for kids. Like, no, don't you read TVMA?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
supposed to
parents'
be.
fault.
Exactly, that's not the cartoon maker's fault. It's not Netflix's fault either.
Yeah, Netflix had to take them down because reasons.
Actually, you know what? People watching cartoons that are made for one group and another group pays attention to them instead. I blame the bronies.
Yep.
That is still one of the funniest things you can see in me playing Fallout. If I ever go by the 188, there's a bunch of basically all of My Little Ponies just chilling.
This episode's about immigration, religion, and porn. It was essentially asking the same thing of the world at large to approach subjects head on, even if it meant making childish jokes about them. Its enemies were anyone who impeded that. And yeah, it wasn't long before the limitations of just let people have fun echoes began on the show. South Park's first season kicked off with Rainforest. Rainforest, a setup of environmentalists and the petrified vision of the natural world. Its depiction of activists were highly recognizable and undeniably funny. Well, again, that's down to personal opinion. Just because you happen to find it not funny, someone else may have found it funny. Human is subjective. But by throwing out the very idea of environmentalism along with its more annoying proponents, it hinted at an outlook that would become define the show from then on. It really is we take an issue. We sort of always have two sides of it to kill each other over. And they've always picked the middle, doing a farts, jokes, and saying, who cares? Rockets told the NPR back in 2010. It says, you're both crazy in a way. They're both sadism. The idea that aren't every issue, like two equally wrong, equally annoying parties, was sympathetic of the show's bounding childish point of view. Look, how long does this thing go on for?
Entirely too long.
Yeah, I vote the veto because this thing goes on for hours. We get all day for you, though. Yeah, basically, what I can get out of that is just fuck fights.
Skip.
They don't understand the whole point of the show, do they?
Nope.
Well,
no, actually, I think for the most part, this article complaining about South Park is exactly why South Park makes fun of people like them the most.
Yeah. Like I said, though, there's several groups that complain about South Park. Someone probably found that Hannah Gadsby that funny. They are really fucked in the head. The comedy is subjective. To explain, I'm referring to the part where she's talking about sexual assault. Oh. I've never seen that.
Did you step on a duck?
No, I farted. My
It sounded like a duck call.
Yeah, if I want to fart on my own stream, I'll do so.
Not when it, seriously, that did actually sound like a genuine duck call.
Speaking of low-lying humor,
I don't know if Blind Girl's still here, but if she ever has any unused noodles, here's an idea for her. Dad builds dream house for unborn child with 10 for 2,000 packs of out-of-date noodles.
That is gonna suck. It's gonna rain and get soggy.
Yeah, so yeah, if you ever have a lot of packs of
how do you want your playhouse? How do you want your playhouse? Al dente. Just me? Okay. Was he using Cheese Whiz as mortar?
No, I think that's actually it looked like it too.
Oh, he's sleeping in there, is he? Thing is, the noodles don't really go every day, do they? We don't really see the point in this. I think is that whipped cream?
No, I guess all those people. I guess all those people on TikTok that are like fixing their sinks and all that using these noodles. I guess they ain't got nothing on this guy.
That's where he got the idea from.
Yeah, Lango, if you ever
maybe
buy more noodles and you could just build a house out of them for Jack or something. There were no enforced entry signs, but the walls have been moved somehow. A dad-to-be has built his unborn child a house entirely made of noodles. Mr. Yang used 10,000 blocks of out-of-date instant noodles to build the playhouse, complete with a comfy bed, bricks, and windows. I mean, it's kind of cool.
This house can... Oh God, this house can house a family of, or can house 4 college students for 2 days.
Up until they eat it.
And feed them for 1.
Uh huh.
Yang from China's northeastern province of Jilin built a dream house for his baby to play for once it's born by sticking together thousands of dried ramen noodles. Noodle packs were out of date and would have been inedible, so Yang decided to put them to use. You know, it's something that doesn't really go with date, though, does it? Like, not really.
No, not really. I mean, as long as they stay dry, like absolutely dry, it's not really going to matter too much. And in the U.S., a lot of in the U.S. noodle packets with the dry noodles, open them up. There's one little packet that has the seasoning, one little packet that you throw away. Because that one little packet that you throw away has that damn silica gel that its only job is to sit there and absorb any moisture that might show up in the packet.
I think we don't have that here. We usually have like the flavor packet, and that's about it.
Mm. Now, like the cup of noodles and cups of soups and all that stuff, you know, those don't have the silicone packet, but a lot of the little envelope ones do have them.
Well, I will feed them for the day until they die of food poisoning. And the noodle house comes complete with the accent, well, created entirely of rounded packs of noodles, whereas the supporting walls are made out of more traditional brick-shaped noodle blocks. Inside the house features a comfy bed tucked against one of the noodle walls. Interior design hasn't gone unchecked either, as the almost edible home features some lovely artwork for Zhang's baby to gaze up as they drift off. But the masterpiece, unfortunately, isn't made of noodles. You fucking dicks. False advertising, son. You owe me the last, like, fucking 5 minutes, you cunt. I want to fuck this up in the chat. China building with noodle monks picked up after they revealed. It's not for stand still slow for just one pence, and a few pence in supermarkets could be used to fill everything from false nails to toilet bowls. Bizarre clips went. Bizarre clips went viral this year of crafty noodle lovers using them to fix almost everything. Picking up small bits of ramen.
Dear author of this story, most of those viral videos, they lied.
Man, you gotta love fake viral videos.
Yeah, do I want to subject myself to my saying today? Do I hate myself? Oh, I don't want to sing today. Cryptics, no. I would save your money if I was you. Also, hello. And Peter.
Hello, Cryptic.
And the breaking off a small bit of ramen noodles, the blogger then ground them up in the fine dust using a small bit of silver underneath the natural nail. So it is carefully applied using nail glue. More powdered noodle dust and glue were added before it's cut down. I don't have to fund my bad habit instead. What bad habit? Smoking. Now, so you're back smoking again, are you? More powdered noodle dust and glue are added before it's cut down.
Try middles.
Down before it's using clippers and buff within an inch of his life. What bad habit then? Alcohol, you don't drink.
Who's that? I'm not on that page.
Yeah, the only glaring issue is with the viral noodle hacks is that they become soft and wet. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think that house is going to last very long, is it? That's in the glue or whatever they use is going to sink into the noodles and eventually it's just going to collapse, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't going to be a very good thing for the baby. Hopefully it collapses before the baby goes in there.
It's probably going toilet bowl.
Hey, who the fuck puts fucking noodles over the toilet bowl?
Fake ass viral video saying they repaired it with Roman.
Could have been that clogged the toilet bowl. I'm intrigued now. I need to see this. Definitely noodles sounds horrible. So yeah, the guy's just putting the noodles in the. What?
You've never seen this before?
No?
Well, then you're welcome. This is retardation on a retarded level.
What's the we put stacks of noodles and managed to what? How they?
They lied.
It's
Yeah,
also fake, but yeah.
I guess that. I mean, there's no way that's gonna hold.
Most
break.
of them are fake. Most of those are fake.
Yeah, I guess that one. Did I ask what happened, Blango? Or yeah, whatever it is, I hope it's not serious. Do. Wait. You can tell it's a fucking slow news day when I start reading news articles like this. I'll use it for the pod. Unclucky. Homeowner loses legal fight against Cockrell. And John Louise Beton. But not just having a bad day. Who lives in Rossford, brought the case against the bird after buying a home next to his owners. A noisy cockerel who pitted rural and metropolitan France against each other. So it's a French cock. Can continue his dawn. Of course, despite complaints from his neighbours, the judge has ruled. Morris, a 4-year-old cockerel, cannot be silenced after the court in western France declared the demand for his crowing to be halted. John Louise Ron, who lives in the city of Rossford, brought the case against the bird after buying a holiday home next to his owners in nearby Florida, in a small island off France's west coast. And the 2-year dispute has become a nationwide symbol of the culture clash between rural way of life and modern values. City dwellers buying the country homes have long ruffled feathers between the two communities. Today, Maurice, whatever the fuck, Maurice of his France, has won the battle for the whole of France. Owner Corey Fessari said. Mr. Vetron, Mr. Byron, started complaining about Maurice early morning crowing to his owners Jackie and Corey Fessari, but they refused to get rid of their beloved cockerel. Well, yeah, it's fucking France's national animal. I mean, so why you'd get rid of it? And the Kong Street scene starts at 4 in the morning. It's at 4:30 in the morning and keeps up all morning and well into the afternoon. Because it was that annoying weather, just move someone else. You know? That's what I'd do anyway. Mr.
I don't know, that little bad. any kind of legal dispute comes about because of that damn bird, it's a bucket of chicken. I think the only question would be original or extra crispy.
Spillane wrote an official letter to his neighbors in 2017. As matters continued to grow, the row escalated, and against the advice of their lawyers and mediator, the two sides decided to fight out in court. Every time I said, I'm telling myself I'm not going to get myself to be bullied. Countryside should stay as it is, they should say. We should not say we should be silent. Countryside noises. The case featured nationwide newspapers. T-shirts supporting Maurice went on sale, and solidarity as far away as the US said. Some of court cases against cows and trash bills have been filed in France, but Maurice's situation had the most important effect by far. A pretty famous cult then. Angela, vegan hater from Australia. Yeah, pretty much. The end of that one, they just leave. It's not that big a thing. Anyway, we have a Florida man story, but it's actually a wholesome Florida man story for once. Usually we only do funny and retarded ones, but let's do a wholesome one for once in our life. A Florida man that buys 100 generators to send to Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian. So yeah, turns out there actually are good people in Florida. And the devastation has become.
Yeah, but he still should have bought 101 of them and saved one for himself. Just saying.
Yeah, that would have made sense. As the devastation in Bahamas has become apparent, in the wake of Hurricane Dorian, many are stepping up to help out in any way they can. On Wednesday, a man in Florida captured the moment a good Samaritan purchased thousands of dollars worth of generators, around $450 a piece, and food to send to the Bahamas. The death toll of Hurricane Dorian in the archipelago rose from 7 to 20. The Bahamian Health Minister Dwayne Sands said Wednesday, and more deaths are expected as the storm clears and continues to spread to the Carolinas. Florida man is just misunderstood. He may act out from time to time, but he's a really good person. Yeah, rumor is he's in like 20 different places at once. Rumor is he's like in 1,000 different places at once. In a post on Facebook, Alex Sparrow of Jacksonville said he was at Costco getting a generator for himself. We noticed a man purchasing more than 100 generators valued at $450 each. I guess he must have the money to do it, otherwise why would he do it? All he could do is shake his hand and thank him. There are still good people in the world. Frog went on to say the man also purchased food to send along to the Bahamas. Both quickly went viral, gathering over 33,000 shares and 3,400 comments. God bless this man and prayers for all in the islands. The Good Samaritan, who wishes to remain anonymous, told CNN he was sending the supplies over by boat to Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas.
Oh, now CNN cares about somebody's privacy. Just saying.
Now, the guy probably wasn't a conservative, probably.
Actually, probably was. Just saying.
Yeah, but CNN don't know that.
I hate to say it. Yeah, the thing is, if he was a lefty in the U.S., chances are he'd be sitting there robbing everybody else at the store, taking money from them to pay for the generators. Just saying.
Mhm. It's important we help each other out. It's better than just sitting there. He said, you need, and you fill in. The Bahamian government has sent hundreds of officers and Marines in the stricken islands, along with doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers in an effort to reach drenched and stunned victims and take a measure of the disaster. So, if anyone's still out there, let's get a heart for respect, I guess. Florida actually has some good people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and good people in general is kind of rare, isn't it?
It's rare.
How many of them around these days? Time for another retarded article from The Guardian. At last, a generation of skilled children will grow up knowing it's okay to be LGBT. Next year, all primary schools must teach that different types of families exist. It is a great step forward for society. Even though most people were not homophobic before, it's really what you're really changing here. Other than trying to push kids onto your agenda. It's not The Guardian with a little bit of downs. Students across the country are heading back to school this week. And while this might not seem monumentous for Stonewall, this school year marks the beginning of the end of a decades-long campaign to get an inclusive education system in England. In September 2020, new regulations for teaching relationships and sex education in English schools come into force. I mean, at least England isn't doing it to the same level Scotland did it. Or Scotland did it when it's literally across the whole curriculum of school now. You have to teach LGBT shit. Like, it's beyond fucking ridiculous. But then, of course, our government and useful fucking idiots went, oh, this is so fucking amazing. And a whole generation will attend schools to not only accept LGBT people and same-sex relationships, but also celebrate and have support on the issues that face young LGBT people face. How many gay kids are there in primary schools? I bet in the primary schools age between 5 and 12, so yeah. I think 5 to 11 actually, because they're talking about England, so yeah, 5 to 11. It's 5 to 12 in Scotland. Anyway, yeah, how many of them are actually going to be gay?
Well, I think when you're 5 to 7, you should be having a gay old time.
Yeah, it's a Flintstones joke, isn't it?
Sort of.
Like, I mean, this is just fucking stupid.
Gay used to just mean happy. Or sort of.
Or just generally just having a good time, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of gay teachers, but again, like, I'm sure them being gay doesn't have any fucking. Them being gay won't have any impact on them being a fucking teacher. They just do their job and not care. You know what happens in fucking teachers' private life shouldn't mean anything. The guidance means that primary schools will teach about 5 weeks to different families, which of course this includes LGBT families. Contrary to what's been said by some online and in the media, this is showing kids that families can have 2 mums or 2 dads. Apparently, a different way, different families stay involved.
Why does a family need to have two parents, huh? I find this offensive.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. Well, they have one parent. And to be honest, I wasn't really talking about fucking families in school anyway. People that should be teaching you about family should be your family itself, not the school.
Yeah, but parents today don't want to be parents, apparently. They want the schools to do it for them.
Like, if you want to think, it's not the school's job to teach like family values and stuff. It's
Do they still have... I don't even think they have shop class anymore.
They do under the label Votech.
yeah, for me, it was called over here. It's called craft and design, or at least it used to be when I was still in school. In Mormon or Muslim, they can have 4 mums and 1 dad. Hello, Chadwick. You're right. It's not the school's fucking job to teach about families and love, though, is it? It's your family's job to do that.
Next, they're going to actually have to have the schools potty training the kid.
Probably the national language by the time and the consensual age, no need to. Play about the national language by the time they're of consensual age. No need to push anything on kids. Yep. If you're like me, we're in school in the 80s and 90s. You enjoyed an education system that raised LGBT people on history. In 1989, Section 28 banned local authorities from promoting homosexuality. I don't think schools should be teaching any sexuality. A little bit of sex education, that's about it. I think schools should really teach, when it comes to like even stuff remotely like that, should teach a little bit of sex education, and that's about it. But they shouldn't be teaching any kind of sexuality.
Here's a quick sex ed. Don't fuck animals or children. Other than that, make sure they sign this consent form.
Like if I had a kid and said in the school I want to learn about reading, I want to learn how to read, write, do maths, and a few other things, right? I don't want to learn about fucking homosexuality or anything like that. I don't. It's not the fucking school's job to put this on kids. I actually have a blind girl position on this, but if they want to do this, then they should fund their own schools like Catholics do. Screw you, Green. My dog, my choice.
God damn it.
What's that?
There's the weirdest allergy I've ever heard. You can be allergic to a certain protein that the dog gives off.
Blind girl, what does that mean? Sex education should.
Blind girls. She means it means blind girl's real name is Whitney, Wisconsin.
Really? That's what happened to your dog, man. You raped it to death. Sex education should just be puberty, and even dead parents can explain this, yeah. Period, blood hygiene, and using protection, sex ed sorted, yeah. Further recognition on inclusion, with teachers essentially banned from reprising those who used homophobic slurs, bullying, fondness, and scaring a generation of young people. Growing up as a gay boy in Kent, our schools couldn't even acknowledge the existence of gay people, let alone talk about the challenges we faced. I felt totally isolated and afraid of being found out. I was opening a portal to hell and taking my dog with me. You seem to open portals of hell on a daily basis these days. Like, is it just the same portal? Is it? They just continuously You open and close whenever you feel like.
There's Blanco opening a portal to hell. She screams, "I'm coming!" And some demon somewhere goes, "So am I."
Another fucking
Nothing.
dog. Like, this is still fucking. This is still here. You see.
No, she's
All the while,
responsible
the
for
media.
all of Doomguy's problems.
All the while, the media whose stories wrote stories about lesbian, gay, and bi people arguing that children would be turned gay if they were taught about same-sex relationships. They shouldn't really be taught about any kind of fucking relationships. I had 3 role models. I was feeling ashamed of who I was during my entire school career, and I couldn't accept my sexuality, let alone be open about it. Struggle to the Pell, Section 28 took years. I only left the statute books in 2000 in Scotland and 2003 in England and Wales. Kent County Council even voted to keep its own version of Section 28. That was the only cost when 2010 Equality Act came into force, damaging the impact of this legislation. It's still found in school hallways and classrooms across Britain. Almost 2017 research shows that 48% of LGBT students were never taught anything about LGBT issues. Again, I mean, it's not a good job. I just come back and I can already tell there's articles cancer. You'd be right. The thing about LGBT families not only means these families themselves, but in a way that they learn, but also helps young people understand there's nothing wrong or unusual about being LGBT. However, this is to be affected by government. Has to invest in changing to prepare teachers in schools. All schools need to have resources to engage with parents and carers and explain how they will teach these subjects in a way that benefits children from all backgrounds. I can't imagine the Muslim parents are going to be too happy about this. In fact, they're not, actually.
Oh, Muslims just take the term fairy a little bit too far. They think they can fly, and that's why they throw them off roofs.
Disavow.
Disavow.
They do. Yeah, to make this happen, we want people to write into their local education authorities and be vocal about the support for inclusive education so that every child can grow up to reach their full potential.
How
Let the
does
government form a child's moral compass. Yeah, exactly.
How does what you do in the bedroom help you at work or anywhere else in life?
It doesn't. They just want to push their agenda.
I don't know. Ask Kamala Harris. I mean, she got herself pretty high in politics by screwing people.
Fair point.
Just saying.
We all know that 60% of the British public want primary schools to teach positively about different kinds of families. Yeah, but no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you on that one. Including those who are LGBT to their students, we work in many schools where young people are already embedding LGBT inclusion into their schools because it's so important to them. They're setting up LGBT networks among peers and teachers, as well as putting on assemblies to celebrate LGBT Pride Month. Month or Pride. Most children have engaged beyond recognition, but they're still eager. More progress, particularly when 45% of young LGBT people still face bullying in school because of who they are. We will support them, but also give anything to have LGBT inclusive education taught to me. It was okay just to be me. For many young people, September 2020 can't come soon enough. Okay. Inclusive teaching is not an affirmation that you exist. Identity is valid. It's also not just about lesbian, gay, bi, or trans people. It's crucial that people accept there's no hierarchy in this teaching. It's about acceptance, people from all backgrounds. Well, I know one certain group of people is not really too happy about this. There's only one certain group of people who aren't happy about lesbian, gay, bi, or trans people. I imagine they're going to get mentioned in this article, though, are they?
That which does not, or that which contradicts the narrative shall be ignored.
Indeed. Be that race, gender, sexual orientation, faith, class, or disability, this kind of teaching will help foster great inclusion and acceptance and understanding in our classrooms, playgrounds, and school corridors. And with the known illusion that it will be plain sailing or that there will be more disruptions outside schools, the vocal minority have gained a platform which anti-diverse rhetoric that seeks to target LGBT people and divide communities. Some protesters claim that move towards inclusive education is against their religion. See if they mention it.
Yes,
See if they mention it. I just want to know. Right, let's see. Oh, they did. They did. Back on the way of doing it, but they actually did.
Hmm.
I'm kind of surprised. You can't say that about minority. Everybody exists. You don't need to shove mundane aspects down people's throats. Like what kind of people they're attracted to. Exactly. This perpetuates a harmful myth that the faith and LGBT cannot coexist. Faith is a big part of many LGBT people's lives, but not that faith. Well, the faith you just mentioned, not. You say you want to live in that religion, you'll get thrown off a roof. Fortunately, this situation is being used by some groups to inflame Islamophobia. An anti-faith actually, you must be vigilant to this to push against those who seek to sow division. See, these are the same people who would bash Christians for this. Bash Christians, claiming Christians are anti-gay, but when it comes to certain other faiths, they just turn a blind eye to it.
yes,
Yeah.
because we all know Christians are evil.
Inclusive education helps to create inclusive communities, building a more welcoming society that requires building bridges, groups, and all skills teach acceptance, no exceptions. Then there would
Who's
be
wiping their ass with their microphone?
a good first step to healing some of the division we've seen in society over the past decade. Okay, then yeah. What a lot of absolute fucking shit that was. Oh man. Yeah. Aren't people in Islamic faith pushing back at this? Oh, that doesn't fit their narrative. Well, they did mention it, but they also defended them. I think kind of sums them up, doesn't it? Good. Hey,
Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Newbie couple shocked over migrant found in car roof box. How the hell does this even happen? Yeah, basically. For a 17-year-old teenager on the fucking roof of a car, like, how? Just how?
How do you? Did they
That'd
not
be a
tell you?
hell of a place to ride.
I'd try.
That's like cramped, wouldn't it?
It'd be cramped, but it might be fun. I'd try have a go at it.
It'd be fun for about 5 minutes. Who's that Pokemon? If
I've
I
done
anywhere,
worse.
I'm impressed. The rest ones out of the country. A couple returning from France said they were shocked to find a migrant hiding in their car roof box. Simon Fenton and his wife Sally from Newbury, Berkshire, were found a 17-year-old boy stored in the roof box on Saturday after travelling home from Calais, France. Fenton saw 2 feet sticking out of the box and spotted the boy. I think he would have done that before you got in the car and drove off from France all the way back to England again. You'd think?
You'd think you'd inspect your car before you just take off.
Yeah. Thames Valley Police said the 17-year-old had been arrested on the suspicion of immigration offences. Oh no, you can't do that. You fucking racist cunt. I'm sure he was a noble, good person who just wants to sponge on, who just wants to be here. We can't be bothered doing it. Describing the discovery, Miss Fenton said, "We've been home for like 10 minutes," what my wife said. My wife told me, "Come quick." There are 2 feet sticking out the side of the roof box, and nothing come inside. Neither of us registered what was going on. And they verified the age, knowing how the authorities often don't. I mean, his face is blurred, so it's kind of hard to tell how old he is. I don't know if it is verified. I don't know. Here's the thing, even if his face is blurred, so you can't really see, it's hard to tell how old he looks like, how old he looks. So in probably he could look older than 15, he could not, we don't know. It's an illegal Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. He'll be 40, but saying he's 17. I guess technically on the law, he'd still tend to kind of be a child, so yeah, I guess they'd be like, kind of be hoping to make it off lenient. Then a little hand came out, and we saw somebody in there. That was a bit of a shock to think like it must have been in there since Calais. The couple had been holiday in France. I stopped them one night on Friday at a hotel in Calais. They parked their scooter on the street of the car with the roof box attached. Was not able to fit in the hotel's car park. The Finn's got a ferry. Before returning home. They then called the police after realizing the boy was trapped in the roof box. Said police had warned them to stand back in case the boy had a handgun. Mr. Fenton said the boy told him he was from Europe. Said he was from Egypt. Sorry. He claimed the roof box had been emptied of their belongings. He looked happy to get out, and content police were there. I guess it was a mission accomplished as far as he was concerned. I was in before him, actually. I don't begrudge him for getting into our country. Just was a bit of shock. I've not had that much adrenaline pumping through my veins for a long time. Really? Really? I think if that was me, I probably would have killed him or something. I don't know.
What did he do with their stuff? He just threw their shit out of it and climbed in. That's just rude.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Oh, I actually feel kind of sorry for him, actually."
Yeah, no, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. You threw my shit out on the road somewhere.
Yeah, in a foreign country. Like, really? They would not be warning the couple of potential weapons unless they had experience of illegal migrants backing you. Thames Valley Police say the investigation was now being dealt with by immigration officers. The Home Office confirmed the Egyptian male has been referred to them and is now in the care of social services due to his age. Even though we don't actually know if his age was properly confirmed. A lot of them claim to be kids, but like are actually like way older.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was just saying he was 17 and trying to get off lenient. Time for wisdom teeth. Illegal Pokemons are arseholes. A koala punch and scream and fight over female after female turns down and male's advances. It's nice to know that even in the fucking animal world, females still cause drama. Happy. Hey, bitch, Lampa. Love was definitely not in the air when a pair of cuddly-looking koalas were caught in the middle of a brawl in front of tourists. Tourists captured by Galen, a tour group guide at Wildlife Centre on Kangaroo Island off the coast of Australia. The male and female wild koalas were filmed screaming in rage as they exchanged blows on a tree. Why did a human done that? So basically, the male tried to have sex with the female said no. So then the male just turns, so they just start fighting each other.
Sounds like several marriages I've heard.
As one tries to climb the tree, climb up to escape, it's soon dragged down by the other one. Eventually, the pair get to the ground and continue wrestling as they roll along the ground. The place bonking for wrestling, it was barely oppression. We need to tell male koalas shouldn't rape. Let's see how that works. Yep. The fight broke off when one walks away in a sulk and the other stays to lick his wound. Experts from the Department of Environment and Water say the behavior is typical of koalas during breeding season. Now underway. A spokeswoman for the department said, "We're pretty sure this is an attempted mating. The large one has a scent gland on the chest. The smaller one doesn't. The smaller one is likely to be female. He was rejecting the advances of the male. Also, the male just beats him up. Male just beats it up, does he? It's like." Seven Scots koala. The footage was posted on the tour agency's Facebook. It has left these web users amazed. I feel bad for the one. The other is a bully and mean. One commented, "Lover squirrel." One expressed their concerns and asked, "Why don't you help them?" Just let them hurt each other. Kangaroo Island's Odyssey replied, "It's nature doing what they naturally do, not for us to intervene. That'd take crazy to get anywhere near them." Yeah, if you're a koala watching this somehow, don't rape. Rape is very bad. So yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much ran out of interesting articles early today. And then
Hey, just need one more.
now humans
Just need one more to make the time.
Oh, it's so typical. But now, if humans were to try to it'd be time out for us at least 5 years. Yeah. Fair message. Yep. And then I wasn't going to talk about Brexit, but I guess I kind of have to just to make the time. PM, I'd rather be dead than the Labour exit. Boris Johnson said he would rather be dead in the ditch than ask the EU to delay Brexit beyond Halloween. But the Prime Minister declined to say he would resign if postponed, which is repeatedly ruled out to happen. Had to happen. Mr. Johnson said he would be prepared to leave the EU without a deal, but Labour says stopping a no-deal Brexit is his priority. Prime Minister's younger brother, Joe Johnson, announced earlier he was standing down as a minister and MP. Speaking in West Yorkshire, Boris Johnson said Mr. Johnson who backed Remain in the 2016 referendum was a fantastic guy, but they had differences over the EU. And they had so many differences they had to do it twice. Yeah, Brexit, yeah, I know. If Boris ends up in a ditch, we'll know it was suicide then. I was in this resignation earlier today. The MP for Orpington, South East London, said he'd been torn between family loyalty and national interest. During a speech at the police training centre in Wakefield, the Prime Minister reiterated his call for an election, which he wants to take place on the 15th of October. I think that would be a bad idea. I think for him that's going to be a mistake. It's going to come back to bite him in the arse in another general election. That's only going to another general election is only going to benefit Labour and no one else. Why can't anything be easy? Because life's not easy. That can be arranged, Jeremy Corbyn 2019 before the woefully botched assassination attempt of the Prime Minister. He argued the only way is to get this Brexit thing moving. We gotta go forward with our plan to get a deal to take the country out on Halloween, which we can, or else somebody else will be allowed to see if we can keep us beyond Halloween. He told the audience he hated banging on about Brexit, but accused MPs of having torpedoed the UK's game position with the EU by voting for a Labour-backed bill designed to block a no-deal Brexit. Legislation was forced the Prime Minister to delay Brexit until January 2020 unless a new deal no deal exit by the. We just go with that one then, because I just want to fucking leave at this point. However, later leader Jeremy Corbyn has accused the Prime Minister of having no plan to get a new deal. Liberal Democrat leader Joe Swinson said the Prime Minister's comments were deeply troubling and the PM would sue me legally to force the Brexit delay. Yeah, you know what? Can we just fucking leave? Right, I made it to time, so show people.
Well, I know I'm going to be live streaming around 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, Fallout New Vegas. I believe. Oh shoot, what do I have to do? I'm not sure what I have to do, but it's going to be for the Atomic Wrangler.
Okay.
All right. YouTube.com/Pumpkin Trucker. Almost daily dash camp starting again tomorrow morning about 7:30 is my aim time to start. Going to Springfield, Pennsylvania. Friday means lots and lots of traffic. Please kill me.
Well, then January 2020, then 2025, and March 2100. They need to make a deal or leave if I will. And good night, Harry Monster. So yeah, there's probably gonna be there might be a few changes to the stream. We'll see what happens. But anyway, if that doesn't happen, there's gonna be no stream tomorrow. But yeah, so thanks for watching. You're a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
Bye.